Hey, good morning, guys. Welcome to Friday's edition of Stock Talk with myself, Goose, and Ricky. Hope you guys have checked us out over at stocktraders.net. Welcome to Friday. And guys, if you haven't gone over to stocktraders.net, I don't know what you're waiting on. It's a free trading floor over there with some really cool widgets. And everybody will talk to you the same way as if you're in the premium. So don't be shy to send us any messages. We love the interaction. We've got a great community building, some amazing features. And the premium side is incredible. We got screen share. We got turbo scan going on. Some really cool stuff, and we got a 3-day trial. So check us out. Every day we try to give you 2 or 3 different ideas, guys, and just have in mind that these are just our ideas and thoughts and different perspectives of what these a couple names are looking at. We try to cover a lot, even pre-market at stocktraders.net. I usually sign on 7:30, 8 o'clock to go through some other names as well. But none of this is a solicitation, guys. And all this is just giving you guys some ideas. Please don't use it as a solicitation. Read the disclaimer below in the description area. And I'm ready to get this day started. I think it's going to be a great one today to finish up the week. So, Ricky, right over to you, man.
Thanks a lot, Goose. And yeah, not a lot popping for me this morning, but one of the major perks of stocktraders.net is this proprietary scanner, Turbo Scan, that we have. And on days like today, I know I will be heavily watching that to get my plays, since not a lot really popping this AM. So let's jump into what I do have, guys. I'm going to go over ATOS first. So the thing about ATOS, it's not really in play yet, but they just did a reverse split. It was a 1 for 12. It puts the OS around 2.6 million. Got about 5 million in cash. They burn about 500K a month, but they already have their S1 pending, and it's going to be for preferred convertible and warrants, it looks like. So it doesn't look like they're going to wait too long to start the dilution machine up. I just want to show you guys real quick a few little tricks. So right now the charts, at least if you use Thinkorswim, I'm not sure if all platforms do it like this or not, but the charts aren't adjusted yet for the reverse split. So it was a 1 for 12. So if you go into your charts and you put a multiplication sign times 12, it adjusts your prices on your chart so you can see the levels that actually matter. And I just want to point out the levels that we do have right now on ATOS. So you got the 200-day right around 540. You have the 50-day at 650-ish, and then we have some levels here at 750 and up at 10. So you write those down, and then you can go ahead and remove the multiply by 12, and we can go back to our normal charts, and we can play this thing and know the levels that we should be looking for. That's just a little trick I wanted to show you guys. Now, ATOS, because they just did the reverse split, they have not put out your typical fluff PR yet, so I don't know if this will be in play or not today. But if it is, now you know the inside scoop on it. Next thing I'm looking at, guys, is Philip Morris, PM. They had a big sell-off yesterday on, I believe it was just disappointing earnings, and doesn't surprise me at all. I think cigarettes are kind of a passe thing. Too bad they got replaced by these dorky-looking vape pens, or these big old vape boxes people use now, but whatever. That's just my opinion. So what I'm looking for right now, guys, is the fact that it sold off real heavy yesterday, and it showed the ability to bottom, and looks like it's pushing back up. Now, the levels that it pushed into, you can't see it on the 1 year. It's actually a bit further back, but there was a level around 86.60. And even though I don't really think those levels matter that much, because anybody holding from back then probably isn't still. And if they are holding that long, they're probably not really worried about anything major. But for the short-term day traders, they look at those stupid things, and obviously you can see that was the level it came to and sold back off. So what I'm looking for is the ability for this stock to get over that level and hold, and I think we could get a push back up to 90. So I'm actually looking at Philip Morris for a long. I am not a supporter of the company, though, just a day trader, guys. Last thing I want to cover is INNT, and I'm going to try to squeeze about 3 hours worth of, or what should take 3 hours to go over, into about just a minute here. I just want to point out some things, guys. From a technical perspective, the chart's finally really broke. We pushed into the 20-day, we pushed back up, and now we've got a lower low. I'm looking to short this thing on any pops 25 and higher with a stop over this. So yes, the stop is bigger. It's a swing short, so you got to use the size accordingly. But we've been waiting on this S3 they filed to get in effect, and they just freaking amended it the other day. So it may take a little bit longer for them to get that effect. But the amendment really just added, I think, $175 million shelf onto what was already being registered. The shares that were being registered were shares that were given to people during the merger between them and MDSI, Monster Digital. Yeah, Monster Digital is now a biotech company, believe it or not. The deal was very, very shady, and the people that were involved in the deal are holding shares from, believe it or not, they've got warrants and common shares that are priced lower than $5. So when they finally do get this effect, I imagine that all of them will be extremely eager to sell and realize their profits. I mean, even at $20, they are way in the green. And I don't know if they think they've got a shot in heck at getting it back up close to these highs. So that's my look on INNT. I have very, very in-depth research on it, and when the time comes, I will probably be sharing it, but that's all you need to know for now. We do need that effect before I think the play is actually here, but I'm playing it from a technical perspective as of right now, and I will be shorting any pops close to 30, all right? That's everything for me, guys. I'm going to throw it back to my man Goose. I know he's got some good stuff for you. Take it away, buddy.
Hey, thanks, and great job as always. Super work on the INNT, as always, man. Great stuff, and happy Friday to you. Let's get rolling here. Honeywell. So my Honeywell is kind of moving without me. When I had put my tweet and my idea out, it was a couple dollars lower up in the 149.50 area, and I was actually hoping that it would stay there, and maybe I'd be able to scoop some up 149, even 148.50. But right now, it's kind of going without me. And where I came up with that levels, you could see clearly, which I do use, obviously, these retraces, even pre-market, is it kind of was this 149.60 was a retrace from the pre-market highs earlier on this morning. So it kind of came back to that. I thought maybe I'd get lucky and it would kind of hang down there, but it hasn't. So what does this mean now? I'm not a chaser, guys. All about entry, especially with names that could have range. I was looking for this thing to push back up on 153, 154. So the risk reward, I want to see this thing do a nice pull back towards 150, maybe 149, and that's where I'm going to be looking. But I'm going to look to join a trend. It might work buying dips on this thing. I think it's going to be strong. They had good numbers, good coverage. I think this is a good name to from the long side. But it's all going to be about entry and risk reward and things like that. Especially if it opens up here, there might be some better plays. But I do like Honeywell in the range that I was originally looking in, that 149 to 149.50 area. Maybe we'll get lucky and get a little imbalance at the open. So moving right along, I want to talk about Skechers for a second. And Skechers is a tough one, but you know what? The reality is a lot of these things have some crazy range and big moves. And what I'm looking at with Skechers is it's down significantly. It's down $10 or so. And I see the 200-day right here, and it's now below that. And, what I'm hoping for, and this is, again, hoping for, is some crazy push back up into, it's already breaking this, but let's just leave this fib for now. This is pre-market. A 40% retrace would get me up to about that 35.50 area. So that's going to catch my eye first, is if it makes some sort of push, maybe clears and some shorts cover or something to get it up there. Who knows what it'll be, but I want to look to fade this name. I think that the guidance was horrendous on this thing. I think this name is coming a lot lower, and I'm going to look for an entry. But does that mean with a $10 move that it can't have a $3 retrace or something like that? That's what I'm looking for, because I think it, wouldn't surprise me if it closes on lows. I'm not going to fight it, because obviously there's some big range between the 40 and 60% area here. So there's no reason to fight it. Use good risk reward. And something we talked about yesterday is it's okay to re-enter a trade. If the trade works against you, you take it off. You can put the trade back on once it confirms, guys. There's nothing wrong with that. That happens. Don't be adding to the losers. It's okay to take it off, stick with your original stop, reassess, and put it back on. So if Skechers does something like that and you put on a trade and say you put a short on at 35.50 and your out is 36, stick to your out. Let it do its thing. If it reconfirms at 35.50 stuffs, put the trade back on, and then you keep moving. And then and that's where it is. So just make sure that you're smart about that. Last one I want to go on to is a little bit different of a name. It's Ericsson, ERIC. I'm licking my chops on this one. Maybe I'm the only one out there that's scratching my head. I don't know, but I know it's only a dollar range right now in this name. But man, look at this daily for a sec. A couple things about it. First of all, you see all this is where we're actually above this, and we're talking about, new 52-week highs. Listen, I am not buying this move. You could go to any candle on this name, and that looks like a giant candle. Like, look at this one right over here, and you can see it's a 30-cent range or 20-cent range. This stock does not have a history with moves that you see a candle go from $6.50 up to $8. Now, that's part of the odds of this. The second side of it is this big turnaround story. Okay, great. I am not buying it. I am looking for a fade on this thing. I'm licking my chops anywhere up in this $8 area. I want to look to fade this thing down, and I think we're down in the low sevens. And I will be on this thing first thing this morning, and I will use smart outs again. If I want to use 8 as an out, and I'm pretty good size at 780, call it, and it passes through there, I'll take off my position. I got no problems with that. Let it confirm, let it stuff a couple times. I'll resize back in and ride this baby down. So I'm ready to roll today. I've got a good day planned, and hope you guys do too. Have a safe, great weekend. We do this for our families, guys. Keep that in mind. Enjoy your family this weekend, and look forward to seeing you all on Monday. Let's have a great day, guys.
Couldn't have said it better, Goose. Thank you so much. Listen, guys, one of the things I want to point out is the fact that what Goose is giving you is not just alerts, right? He's telling you some real key tips. And I want to point out that when you come over to stocktraders.net, expect a lot more than just alerts. We're not just pointing out what stocks are doing. We are giving you guys trading wisdom. And I mean, there's some guys in the room that have built up decades of wisdom. And I mean, they've been in this game for a while and they know what they're talking about. I mean, you guys can go to an alert service and get alerts anywhere you want, and they're a dime a dozen, but that's not what we're offering, guys. Come over to stocktraders.net and see what we're about. We are different. Like I said, you don't have a plan, you don't have a trade. Stay safe out there. Protect that capital. Let's go out there and crush it. Have a great Friday, everyone. Peace.